Imagine stepping onto a distant world, where towering alien trees glow softly in the dim light of a distant star, and strange creatures with iridescent wings flit through the air. What if life, as we know it, could thrive in ways we never expected, on planets where the forests and wildlife seem like something out of a dream? The science of alien life suggests that, beyond our Earth, entire ecosystems may exist, with ecosystems that defy our wildest imaginations, waiting to be discovered. Join us as we explore the possibility of alien forests and the incredible creatures that could inhabit them, unlocking the mysteries of extraterrestrial life across the universe. The science of alien life, forest and wildlife. It was a cold, crisp evening when Dr. Alara Morrow, an astrobiologist, sat back in her chair, staring at the vast star map displayed on the monitor in front of her. For years, she had searched the heavens, probing for signs of life beyond Earth. But that night, something felt different, something more profound than just searching for microbial life in distant places. Tonight, she was looking for alien ecosystems, specifically forest and wildlife, that could be thriving far away in the cosmos. These weren't just theoretical concepts for her. They were possibilities, and maybe, just maybe, they were waiting to be discovered. The idea of alien forests is not new, but it's a topic that has always been met with a blend of skepticism and awe. Over the years, scientists have hypothesized about what alien life could look like on distant planets. The most exciting possibility is that certain exoplanets in the habitable zone, where conditions are neither too hot nor too cold, could sustain life forms in ways we're still trying to understand. As human beings, we often think of life on Earth as the only kind that could possibly exist, but new research shows that life may be much more versatile and adaptable than we ever imagined. Dr. Moreau had spent years studying planets in the habitable zone of distant stars. Many of these planets, she had found, possessed the critical elements necessary for life: liquid water, an atmosphere, and stable temperatures. But the real challenge was imagining what kind of ecosystems could evolve there. How would alien forests grow, and what kind of wildlife would wander under their shadow? Her thoughts drifted back to Earth's own forests, rich with diversity, life, and complexity. From the towering redwoods in California to the dense, misty jungles of the Amazon, Earth's forests are habitats for millions of species, each finely tuned to its environment. It was easy to picture alien worlds with ecosystems as intricate as those on Earth, but very different in form. Perhaps trees and plants on distant planets might not be based on the same biochemistry that governs life on Earth. What if, instead of carbon-based life, alien life forms could be based on silicon or sulfur? Could forests in these places be made up of plants that utilize different chemicals for photosynthesis, perhaps thriving in harsh atmospheres where earthly plants would struggle to survive? One of the first things Dr. Moreau considered was the light source of alien forests. The sun, as we know it, gives off a broad spectrum of light, which Earth's plants use for photosynthesis. But what if an alien world orbited a dimmer star, like a red dwarf? These stars are smaller and cooler, emitting most of their light in the infrared spectrum. Would alien plants have evolved to capture this energy? Some scientists suggest that these plants could be bioluminescent, glowing softly to attract pollinators or ward off predators, creating a forest that would look almost magical to human eyes. This would be a world bathed in hues of green, violet, and blue, where the trees themselves could shimmer with a radiant glow under the faint light of their distant sun. On other planets, the presence of harsh environments might give rise to entirely different kinds of vegetation. For instance, planets with higher levels of carbon dioxide or methane could see plant life that thrives in such conditions, creating thick, gas-heavy atmospheres and ecosystems that seem alien to our earthbound minds. Imagine forests where the trees have thick, rubbery bark to prevent the loss of precious water, or where the leaves are designed to absorb methane and convert it into energy. It's a form of life that could flourish on planets with gases in their atmosphere that we would find toxic. But what are the creatures that might roam these alien forests? The wildlife of an alien world would be equally fascinating and diverse. The first step was to consider how life on a different planet might adapt to its environment. Take the example of a planet with a dense, low-oxygen atmosphere. On Earth, creatures that live in high altitudes have evolved larger lungs to process the thinner air. On an alien world, creatures might develop specialized respiratory systems that allow them to breathe in gases we find inhospitable. Perhaps they could extract oxygen from a carbon dioxide-rich atmosphere, or maybe they'd breathe ammonia, a compound found in abundance in the gas giants of our solar system. In her research, Dr. Morrow had read about the possibility of creatures that could evolve multiple appendages to navigate environments with low gravity. These creatures might look nothing like Earth animals. No longer bound to the constraints of 4 limbs, they might have 6, 8, or even more legs, each perfectly adapted to the unique terrain of their world. Creatures on planets with thick atmospheres might evolve wings more suited for soaring through dense air, while others might develop armor-like exoskeletons to protect themselves from high levels of radiation or extreme environmental conditions. The real mystery lay in how these creatures would interact with their environment. On Earth, predators and prey form a delicate balance within ecosystems. The same principle could apply on alien worlds, but with vastly different dynamics. In an alien forest, for instance, the role of pollinators might be taken up by winged creatures with bioluminescent bodies, fluttering among the glowing trees and ensuring the reproduction of alien flora. Predators in these alien ecosystems might possess extraordinary senses, like the ability to see in infrared light, or they could have developed venomous defense mechanisms to deter rivals. A creature's ability to navigate these environments, find food, and defend itself could hinge on evolutionary adaptations so extreme that they seem almost impossible. Yet, in the context of alien biology, they might be entirely feasible. Dr. Morrow's excitement grew as she continued to imagine these alien worlds. In many ways, they resembled the lost worlds of Earth's past, ancient forests teeming with strange, undiscovered species, waiting to be understood. She pictured herself walking through alien jungles, observing creatures with scales that shimmered in the dim light, watching as bioluminescent plants swayed gently in the wind, and feeling the pulse of life that had evolved under completely different rules. It was a vision of possibility, not of fantasy. Perhaps one day, humans would be able to visit these worlds, stepping into alien forests and interacting with the wildlife that calls them home. For now, however, the work of scientists like Dr. Morrow remains the key to unlocking the mysteries of life beyond our own planet. Through the study of exoplanets, astrobiology, and the conditions required for life to thrive, we move closer to answering the question, is there life out there? And if so, what might it look like? The search continues, as does the hope that one day we might witness the wonder of alien forests and the extraordinary creatures that inhabit them. The universe, vast and mysterious, holds its secrets tightly, waiting for us to discover them, one star at a time. As Dr. Morrow's research advanced, new discoveries began to surface that made the possibility of alien forests and wildlife even more plausible. The growing field of exoplanet research, which involves the study of planets outside our solar system, had revealed thousands of new worlds, many of them within the habitable zones of their stars. These planets, with their varied atmospheres and surface conditions, presented a new frontier for understanding life beyond Earth. One breakthrough in astrobiology came when a team of researchers discovered an exoplanet named Kepler 442b, located about 1,200 light-years away. This planet had been identified as a prime candidate for life, and its environment seemed remarkably similar to Earth's. It had a stable atmosphere, liquid water, and a temperature range that suggested the potential for liquid water to exist on its surface. Dr. Morrow and her colleagues theorized that Kepler 442b could harbor complex ecosystems, forests, perhaps teeming with alien wildlife. But what set this discovery apart was the possibility that Kepler 442b had a thick, oxygen-rich atmosphere, something that had previously been considered a rarity in the search for alien life. Oxygen, as we know, is a key ingredient for life as we understand it on Earth. However, scientists had long believed that oxygen-rich atmospheres were too difficult to form and maintain in the long run, especially in distant exoplanets. Yet, the discovery of Kepler 442b challenged that assumption. With a potentially breathable atmosphere, the planet became a prime candidate for studying the formation of alien ecosystems. The most exciting aspect was that life on Kepler 442b might have evolved in ways we could never imagine, adapting to the unique conditions of its environment. For Dr. Morrow, this was a game-changer. The idea that an alien planet with conditions conducive to the formation of forests and wildlife could exist was no longer just theoretical. It was within reach, a tangible goal for future space missions. As more exoplanets were studied, it became apparent that life could thrive in a multitude of forms across the galaxy. While some planets may have conditions too harsh for life as we know it, extreme radiation, toxic atmospheres, or temperatures too cold for liquid water, others offered promising environments that could support alien ecosystems. In fact, some planets appeared to be teeming with potential, with conditions that allowed for the development of life in unexpected ways. One such planet was TRAPPIST 1d, a rocky exoplanet located about 40 light-years away. It was part of the TRAPPIST-1 system, which had already captured the attention of scientists for its 7 Earth-sized planets, 3 of which were in the habitable zone. On TRAPPIST-1d, the atmosphere contained significant amounts of water vapor, a necessary ingredient for life. The planet's surface temperature was moderate, and researchers speculated that alien plants could use the available sunlight and water to thrive, creating lush alien forests. Whether or not complex animal life could exist there remained to be seen, but the possibility of diverse ecosystems, forests, jungles, even alien savannas, remained a tantalizing prospect. The discovery of planets with these life-friendly conditions was only the beginning. The next logical step was to use advanced telescopes, like the James Webb Space Telescope, to study the atmospheres of these distant worlds in more detail. By analyzing the composition of the atmosphere, scientists could identify key biomarkers that suggest the presence of life. While current technology doesn't allow us to send probes to these exoplanets just yet, studying their atmospheric composition could provide valuable insights into the conditions required for life to thrive. Over time, missions designed to study the surfaces of these planets, or even land on them, could be within the realm of possibility. For Dr. Morrow, the future was full of promise. The concept of alien forest was no longer relegated to the pages of science fiction novels. It was now grounded in scientific possibility, driven by data and research from the very frontiers of space exploration. She envisioned a future where scientists could one day venture to these distant worlds, exploring the alien ecosystems that awaited them. Imagine standing beneath the alien trees of Kepler for 42b, watching bioluminescent leaves flutter in the soft wind, or observing strange, multi-limbed creatures wandering the alien forest floor, adapting to their environment in ways unimaginable on Earth. It was a vision that excited her, and many others who shared her passion for the unknown. But even as she imagined these alien landscapes, Dr. Morrow knew that it would take time. The vast distances that separated us from these distant planets posed the greatest challenge. Yet, the dream of discovering life beyond Earth was closer than ever before, and the possibility that alien forests and wildlife could exist out there, waiting to be discovered, seemed less like a distant dream and more like an inevitable truth. As the days passed, Dr. Morrow continued to refine her research, focused on unraveling the mysteries of distant worlds. She knew that one day, humanity might take its first steps into an alien forest, stepping on the same ground where unknown life forms had evolved under completely different conditions. It was a future she could only imagine, but one she believed could one day become a reality. In the end, the search for alien forests and wildlife was more than just about discovering new life. It was about understanding the true nature of life itself. As Earth's forests are filled with life that evolved through millions of years, so too might alien worlds have their own stories to tell, stories written in the stars and whispered by the wind through alien trees. And when that day comes, Dr. Morrow knew she would be there to witness it, helping humanity take its first steps into an alien ecosystem, ready to uncover the wonders that lay beyond our world. The universe, vast and teeming with possibility, held its secrets. But one day, we would unlock them, one alien forest at a time.